Salt Lake City is the home of the Mormon Church, but climbers have other reasons for coming here. Utah is a sporting paradise, and in the space of just a few hours you can move from winter ice to the best desert rock climbs in America. For the past 10 years, Aid Burgess has been living here, although he's originally from Holmfirth in Yorkshire. He's a highly experienced mountaineer, steeped in the sports traditions, and a veteran of 24 Himalayan expeditions. Aid has traveled throughout the world, but joining him on this trip is someone who's less used to globetrotting. Ailey Anderson is in her early 20s and lives in Sheffield, the center of English rock climbing. She's openly ambitious and has rapidly become well known through both her achievements and her unconventional approach. Aid Burgess and Ailey Anderson represent different approaches to modern climbing. This is their first meeting, so what will happen in the next few days is anyone's guess.
God, it is so deep and funny.
Just 40 minutes drive south brings you to Santa Quinn and its demanding ice climbs. Aid Burgess has suggested they try one of the local classics, a route descriptively called Back Off.
God, I'm knackered already now.
Oh God, there's a bit of a trail, thank goodness.
God, I'm really tired after that.
You're running off away there.
Climbing conditions here are usually superb, but today doesn't look too promising.
Do you want an axe? I've got one here. Okay. Yeah, quite a bit of powder fell last night, actually.
Normally, the climbers might wait for better weather conditions, but time is of the essence, so they decide to try their luck.
Yeah, let's just stop here, just kick out over here. Just move left a bit here, Ellie, just here, yeah.
Modern climbing covers an enormous range of skills. Aid Burgess's speciality is ice climbing. Ailey's different. She only started ice climbing last winter, and today's conditions will test her endurance.
Oh, I think I've got frostbite.
Woohoo! Bloody hell.
Okay, Aid, climb it again.
Okay.
Before I ever went ice climbing, when I started being like a bit interested, looking at all the pictures of it and hearing other people's accounts of it, I was quite concerned that I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like the hanging around and I wouldn't be able to cope with the cold. Oh, I'm quite scared.
You're looking good.
It's kind of like good for your axes and then it feels shit for your feet, I think.
Yeah?
Or something like that, anyway. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels sort of disconcerting. Go on. Well, there is a lot of times ice climbing, I think, when you do get cold and you do think, why am I here? I really quite simply would rather be at home, this is horrible. But then as soon as you've actually done it and you've got to the top, then you kind of remember why you like it. Oh, don't rate this bit.
The weather has been steadily deteriorating, and now the only sensible option is to retreat for the day.
There's major snow coming down here.
Next morning sees an improvement, and Aid Burgess starts to lead the second pitch on the route. This is typical of his dedication to climbing. In his life, climbing comes first and last.
First of all, you have to be committed to not work. Then it's easier to commit yourself to climbing. Of course, I have worked because sometimes too. It's not work that I don't like, because expedition climbing is real work. It's working for someone else sometimes who don't appreciate you, or for people who are very mundane. Dinner plating all the time. I used to be a teacher. I didn't make very much money at it. It seemed crazy. to be working every day of your life almost and not be able to even afford a car. Now, my attitude towards work is I'm not afraid of work, but it does get in the way of climbing.
I've got about another 30 feet, Ellie. I've about 30 feet more. I'm superstitious normally about shouting down how much I've got left. Famous, I'm nearly there, followed by, ah.
At last, the climb is successfully completed. Now there's a 4-hour drive from sub-zero temperatures to the pleasant warm weather of the desert. Climbers get obsessed about every aspect of their sport. When they're not actually climbing, they're still talking about it.
You know, I've only ever fallen off once on traditional climbing.
That's pathetic. What have you been doing? Just trundling up routes you find easy?
No, I find them quite hard, but I'm not about, I just don't go falling off.
How old are you, dare I ask? Old. And so you've been climbing for like a hell of a long time and
Yeah.
you've fallen off twice.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah,
And I've been climbing for like probably loads less than you, and I've fallen off them and absolutely
You
countless
don't know,
amounts
do you?
of times.
You
No,
don't
I
know.
don't know because it's so many. So you're a wuss.
well, yeah, but I'm a live wuss.
I'm very sceptical about it.
This is old meets new.
Canyonlands is one of America's most spectacular national parks. But you can't just arrive here, camp and climb.
Okay. I have come to get our camping permit for Taylor campsite.
Do you have your confirmation number?
I don't know, we have that. Yeah, okay. What's the quality of the roads now? Are they muddy or?
I just heard that down at the bottom it's okay, but the switchbacks are four-wheel drive required.
Oh yeah, sure,
And they're a bit slick and icy right now.
I see, huh? Hmm.
Do you have an emergency phone number that I could reach somebody in case something were to happen?
801
Ah.
Wow.
Oh, do we have to go right down there in the car?
Yeah.
That wiggly windy bit?
Yeah.
I hope we don't have a horrific accident, go rolling all the way down. So does the road continue like this for ages? I suppose it does, doesn't it?
All the way down.
No, I've never seen anything like any of this.
I'll tell you what my first reactions were. I'd been told, like, the desert, we're going to go down and climb in the desert. My first thought was, well, that means all sand in my sandwiches, you know. And,
I must admit, that wasn't my first thought.
and then I got down there and said, well, it's not a desert at all.
The idea behind this trip was to play to Aid's expertise on ice and Airlie's skill as a rock climber. There's no better rock in Canyonlands than Moses Tower. This isolated pillar is nearly 600 feet high. One of its routes, Primrose Dihedrals, is often called America's best desert climb. Its 7 strenuous pitches follow a sheer vertical line in the sandstone. It demands special techniques from the climbers. For pitch after pitch, they need to jam their hands into the cracks.
I don't normally shave my hands, Ellie. Like on gritstone, when you're doing a crack, because it's only going to be like 60 feet long, sometimes you feel better just by having your bare hand in the crack.
I
Well,
don't.
yeah, it's painful even so, but the consequences is that all you're going to get is a real bloody back of your hand. But when you're doing, like we're going to do, a 6 or 7 pitch climb, halfway up you could be all blood. So you have to tape. And taping, for me, means shaving my hands.
Kind of looks weird, doesn't it?
Where do I start?
You start here, and you go through here.
Right, right.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll do that bit first.
great. And then when you put it through your little finger, between your little finger, kind of make it really open your pinkies out, so it, yeah,
Right.
all the way around to there.
And then up through those two.
Yeah,
Shall I take over?
yeah. Kind of bite.
Ooh, I can't.
Oh, no, no,
I
it'll.
can't bite it, and my teeth will fall out.
Oh.
Don't cut my hand off, because that'll really hinder my climbing.
Nearly 30 years separate Aid Burgess and Airlie Anderson. The climbing they normally undertake is very different, but they still have much in common.
I really enjoy climbing. That's the most key thing about why you continue doing something. But I also enjoy the whole scene. I think probably because I climb different kinds of climbing.
Yeah, that's the important thing, just to vary everything. I think if you only did one thing
Yeah,
for ages,
and
you would never be able to sustain it.
normal traditional climbing is good, like this.
I think it brings you closer together doing this kind of thing, because you
Yes.
actually climbing, you really are climbing with someone.
I don't think I could Himalayan climb all the time though, because my body would get too wasted.
God, I'll have to go if you lose loads of body weight, definitely.
Oh, guaranteed.
There are no easy pitches on Moses. Right from the start, it's a testing climb.
Okay. Phew, it looks like I have to stem
Bridge.
up this corner. Yeah, yeah, to bridge. Funny, isn't it? Even though I've been in the States, I do start using
Yeah.
American terms for little climbing moves. I
Get
think
the
that's
undercling
probably
and lie
natural.
back and stem. That's the best part of it. It's got a chalk line on it.
Thank you. Watch me.
Yeah, I'm watching you. You're doing really well.
For me, really, the climbing is just as exciting as when I first began, back in the 60s, when it was definitely not a lot of people were doing it. It was kind of like naughty almost.
Whew. Get red.
Right.
Thanks, Ellie. Great. What's made these moves? And to see where I go.
The challenges are obvious. The excitement is more difficult to describe because it's an inner thing and it's a kind of natural high.
The rock's a little bit more friable here, but
Right.
it does ease off.
Is it hot up there?
No, it's not bad. I mean, it's quite interesting actually. There's a bit like one of these Derbyshire quarries.
A wee bit bigger, perhaps.
Okay, I'm going to swing out to the left now.
To the right, you mean?
Right, sorry.
When you're climbing, just to be in control on these steep walls, just climbing upwards, is a great feeling. It's not even fearful. You've gone past the fear factor. If I've had days off the first day I go climbing again, it's like, wow, great, that's why I do it.
Okay, Ellie, I'm safe.
Okay.
I'll just take my shoes off
Right.
and I'll bring you up.
Okay. Slack a bit.
This route on Moses is unusual. The hardest moves are immediately you leave the ground, and for a smaller climber, they're even more problematic.
Oh, God. No, I can't. Slack. Oh, it feels desperate. I can't see what I'm doing at all. God, I'm shaking already. Okay, climbing again.
Okay.
God. I was just totally nervous.
Yeah, it's all right. You can climb it. Got them pockets?
It's not a good start for Early, and her confidence has been dented.
All right.
Climbing doesn't fit into my life, climbing is my life. I mean, in a way, my life started when I moved to Sheffield and I started climbing. And that's all it was for ages, just climbing, climbing. And the thing is if you do it all the time, then it loses something.
Go on now. If you got the big jug, you're home and dry. Good job. All right, kid.
Oh, God, well, that was hard. I don't think climbing should be the only thing in your life. I mean, now I'm going to do university and do physics. That won't be the most important thing. Climbing will always be the most important thing. Maybe one of the reasons I'm doing that is to protect my love for climbing, really. God, what a palaver. I was just so nervous.
Yeah, I know. It's right off the ground, that's the problem. Innit? You don't get really a chance to warm up. Sound like one of those Swiss cows with all the cowbells on.
Early now starts to lead the next section. This is a long, uncompromising pitch where jamming your hands into the crack is the key to success. It's a technique she's not mastered.
God, you know, I don't know if I can. Absolutely don't know if I can. Try, maybe possibly a wee bit of tension.
Yeah, sure, exactly.
I'm just so tired.
Okay, now you've
I'm
got
so
the
gutted
idea.
about all of this.
Don't worry.
Oh, God. Oh, my God, I can't keep on finding this. God! Oh, this just isn't getting any easier. It's still, I've got no drawers. Right off the ground, it was hard and I was like hot and I was stressed and it was like, oh no. Psychologically, I was digging myself in a bit of a hole of how hard I was finding it. If I could have relaxed a bit more and climbed a bit better, I might have been all right. But because I was unrelaxed, I was making everything harder than it was. Oh, watch us. No, don't take us.
Okay.
Just watch us.
Yeah, I got you.
The nature of the rock I'm totally not used to. You don't get cracks like that in England very much. And even when you do get them, I haven't done many of them. And there's a real technique to climbing cracks. And it's unfortunately a technique I don't really possess. Okay, off again, watch us.
Okay.
No. Too scared. Watch us. Oh my God, watch us. Oh, oh God. I thought I was finding it hard because I was nervous. But I'm not, I'm just finding it hard. It's quite intimidating, I think, because you can't see the top at all. You're always sort of tinkering around and going around, so you're never quite sure how far you are away, and it has got, I think, a little bit of a big wall feel to it. I think I'm totally using too much gear. Being a complete wuss. These easy bits are dead nice. I rate the easy bits. The exposure doesn't bother me at all. For me, it's more fear of failure. Your head has a lot to do with it. I mean, if I could have just been more relaxed all the way up it, would have been so different. Oh my God, watch me.
Okay.
Watch me. Watch me.
Hang in there.
Yeah, I'm okay. Oh, I don't know. Red.
Okay.
I don't think I can do this, but watch us anyway.
Okay, man. You in red?
I don't know.
You just clipped red in, right?
I'm sorry, I just can't think. Oh, God. Oh, no. Green. Oh, come on.
You in?
Yeah, watch us. Why don't you on both of them? 'Cause I can't.
Oh yeah, I've got you both.
Oh, be a hole somewhere, for Christ's sake. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Oh no!
You want red or green?
No, neither.
Okay.
Oh no!
Fight it, man.
I can't fucking touch this fucking glue.
You're angry at it.
It's probably about 5B and I can't see any way of doing it. I'm just stuck here like a complete div. God, I'm so bored of standing here. I want to... bored out of my skull. Oh my God, never ever again. Oh God, that was so hard. I think I am quite ambitious because climbing does mean a lot to me. You know, I don't like to fail at it. I don't like to be bad. I love it and I've spent a lot of time trying to be good at it. So then when I'm not good at it and when I do bad at it, it does anger me a bit. Oh, it goes on for too long. I just can't.
You got another friend, eh?
I just can't be doing with it. It's just all gone on too long.
You got another friend in, Ellie.
God. Oh, God. No. Oh, no. Fucking is that in or what? Green. 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 Oh, God, I can't pull it up. Oh, no. Most people, it seems, actually don't make as much noise as me. I don't know why I make so much noise when I climb. But the thing is, I think I'm like that in life. I can't do many things quietly. Even when I'm by myself in the house, I'm talking away or screeching or something, making some kind of noise. So it's a bit annoying, really, because if you've made a lot of noise on the climb, then you can't get to the top and say, oh, yeah, that was all right, really, because you've made such a fuss. That everyone knows exactly how hard you find it. In fact, I probably make over a fuss about it, so I probably haven't actually found it as hard as I've made it out to be. I've just been melodramatic about it all. You want to palaver over a God E3? I mean, I ask you.
The climbers make their way slowly up the tower. The final difficulty is the ear. Here, Aid must squeeze into a tight chimney.
Taking on red.
Yeah. Oop, something's happening. You're pulling on green.
All right, sorry.
Anyone who doesn't climb will find it hard to believe that this is relatively safe. Nonetheless, Aid proceeds with caution. It's a skill he's learnt the hard way in the Himalaya. There, danger is a constant companion.
The line that you're pushing towards is a line between living and dying. But you can't see the line. It's an imaginary line. And if you overstep it, you get killed. In the mountains, that line moves around. So imagine a video game where the line is moving around and you're walking towards it and it becomes a dance. It's a minefield, but you don't know where the mines are buried.
From here, I have to do some arm bars and maybe pull on that friend.
You started, you might as well finish.
Why have I survived and my friends not? Is it just chance? Why should some people survive and others, equally good climbers, equally cautious, not survive? That is a really big question, of course, especially when you're alive. In a way, we've got a responsibility to use our lives well and have fun with them. And that's kind of my climbing philosophy. I don't have a death wish. In fact, it's the opposite. I have a life wish.
Yeah, I got the jug.
Good effort, that looked completely grim.
The non-climbing public will always shake their heads, but it's because it is outrageous that maybe is why we started. It's not why we continued.
After 30 years, Aid Burgess is still at climbing Sharp Edge. And whether he's climbing in the high mountains or nearer home, he does it for one very simple reason. He's never found anything that he enjoys as much.
I'm on the ledge.
Okay.
People come from all over the world to climb here because of what it's like. It's just brilliant climbing. I mean, where can you go for 90 feet? Jam, jam, jam. Jam, jam, stem out there, jam, jam, jam. I mean, it's, if you have a dream, if a climber has a dream about climbing a crack, that's the kind of dream that just jams it, just go on forever. That's what it's like here.
Well, I think that's it.
Go right on to the top.
Yeah, yeah. I was planning to.
How does it feel?
Feels good, although it could feel better.
Yeah, but I mean, shit. So, feels good to me. And I had to hang on the second pitch.
Yeah.
No?
The thing is, it's different background. I mean, the way that it's always been for me, if you fall off, you haven't done it. So it's now I feel like...
Oh, you've done it. Wow.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is probably one of the best views, isn't it, that I've ever seen. I wonder if I've seen a view as good as this.